2 more years for Virgil van Dijk. Hey guys, Fabrizio Romano here. Welcome back to the channel to discuss about all the latest on the transfer market. As always, guys, many things to say. Ancelotti, Arteta, Griezmann, Van Dijk, De Bruyne, Neymar Jr. and much more. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, let me start today's video by mentioning several stories we have today, and I wanted to start with an official confirmation of something we already discussed in the recent weeks. It's not a surprise, it's something I've been telling you now for weeks and weeks, from the confidence to the agreement to the contracts exchanged, and now is official. Virgil van Dijk, after Mo Salah, signs a new deal at Liverpool till 2027. So 2 more years for Virgil van Dijk. Important to say that he said no to very big proposals also from Saudi. So Virgil van Dijk was really committed to Liverpool, really wanted to do his best for Liverpool, stay at the club, not taking a pay cut, so the salary will be basically the same he had till now. And so Van Dijk puts pen to paper, staying at Liverpool, and keeps sending these messages on Liverpool future to be big, a big summer. So the confidence of Van Dijk is the same confidence I've been telling you for weeks on Liverpool in terms of summer transfer window. They want to do an important window to help Arne Slot and to improve the squad. Then guys, important to say something also on Neymar Jr., on Kevin De Bruyne, on Antoine Griezmann, on several other players. Let me start with Kevin De Bruyne because we have an exclusive story from the last 24 hours. I told you on my platforms, and I wanted to enter into details because Kevin De Bruyne, despite all the rumors we had about Inter Miami in the recent weeks, what I'm hearing is that he's in negotiation with Chicago Fire. So Inter Miami can also be an option. There are more clubs interested in Kevin De Bruyne. The player will take his time together with his agents and his family to decide the best step in terms of country, league, team, so assessing all the projects, all the options. But Chicago Fire already wanted Neymar Jr. Some time ago, so Chicago tried to sign Neymar, then he rejoined the Santos. Chicago are still looking for a superstar, and from what I'm told, they presented an official bid and an important project to Kevin De Bruyne. Now the player, again, is taking his time. He's gonna assess all the opportunities together with his agents, but especially with his family, because this is a life decision, not only a sporting decision. And then Kevin De Bruyne will make a final decision on his future in the next weeks. I mentioned Neymar Jr., guys, and I wanted to touch also on this one, because Neymar suffered a new injury. Is a second injury for Neymar Jr. in a few weeks. You remember that he missed the games with Brazil national team, including the game against Argentina, because of an injury. We wish all the best to Neymar, obviously, to be back as soon as possible. But we also, you remember, guys, in March, we had this moment, it was probably February, March, when many people were mentioning Neymar return to Barcelona. Now the story has gone quiet. What I can tell you, guys, is that I was never pushing on this story at that time, because Barcelona never started a real concrete negotiation or discussion to bring back Neymar. It was more on Neymar's side, and it remains on Neymar's side, that he would love to play for Barcelona again. So Neymar, if Barcelona call, would be ready to go tomorrow morning, in the sense that obviously he's happy at Santos. It's a good moment for him to be back in Brazil, now injured, but in general, a good moment to find a new shape as soon as possible. But it's also important to say that from Barcelona, they are looking at different plans, different strategies. Then let's see how Neymar will arrive to the summer transfer window, maybe in good conditions, and so maybe for Barça can be an opportunity. But at the moment, February, March, we had many rumors, many stories, but Barcelona were completely focused on different things, including the new contract of Lamine Yamal that will be done in the summer and is already agreed, including many other things, because Barca are busy with many things, including a right back. I told you in February, Barcelona want a new right back, and they keep working on a right back for the summer transfer window. So Barca are busy with several things, but at the moment, I'm not aware of concrete contacts for Neymar. So let's see what happens. Is a Neymar desire, but at the moment is not a concrete negotiation. The desire of a fantastic player like Antoine Griezmann was to consider the opportunities on the market. He had several conversations with LAFC with the possibility to go to MLS. LAFC have already 2 French important players, Hugo Lloris, Olivier Giroud, players who know very well Antoine Griezmann, World Cup winners with Antoine Griezmann, very good relationship. The opportunity to go to MLS, but Antoine Griezmann, as reported by Relevo, Matteo Moretto, my friend, they decided, Antoine Griezmann, his agents, his family, to continue at Atletico Madrid. So contract till 2027 for Antoine Griezmann at Atletico Madrid. He's not going to MLS. His salary will be reduced, first of all in 2026 and then for the final season to 2027. So different salary, but same love, because Antoine Griezmann will continue at Atletico Madrid. Then, guys, important to mention also something on Arsenal Real Madrid. Let me say, first of all, congratulations to Arsenal. I really think personally that Arsenal are doing something special. The amount of injuries they have is incredible. Top players out for a very long time, players like Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, and they didn't sign a striker in January, so adapting Mikel Merino, but also Gabriel Magalhaes at the back, several other players, Jorginho, Calafiori, but especially the striker situation. Arsenal were not crying or complaining. Mikel Arteta, I told you, they will not sign the free agent because Arteta sent a clear message to his players, his coaching staff all together. His coaching staff is really important. The job they're doing together, the coach and the staff, they said, let's not cry, let's find solutions, no problems. Let's not complain, let's find a solution. They found Merino as a striker, great mentality, keep fighting, don't consider the season over because of the injury, but keep going, keep fighting. And Arteta is doing an incredible job. What I can tell you today, then we know about all the targets, but what I can tell you today is that Arteta will be backed on the market. Arteta will have a lot of power on the market. Together with Andrea Berta, they will plan for the strategy. Zubimendi is a top target. The new striker will arrive. Arsenal will do also more on the market. So Arsenal are working hard on Zubimendi, on the striker, on the winger probably, and more. So Arsenal will be busy on the market and Arteta will be backed, but he really deserved that. Then, guys, I'm preparing for you updates on Real Madrid situation. Really poor performance once again against Arsenal. On the situation of Carlo Ancelotti, I told you several times how this second leg especially could have an impact on the future of Carlo Ancelotti, and that remains the case, because what I'm hearing is that there is big tension at Real Madrid in the last 24 hours in terms also of what's going on behind the scenes, in the background, in terms of planning for the future. I told you several times also about Xabi Alonso, how Xabi Alonso remains absolutely the top target for Real Madrid, but there are many other stories to tell in terms of how it works for Xabi, for Ancelotti and more, because Real Madrid future plans will be an important topic in the next days and weeks. We will touch on every single detail. What I can tell you today, 24 hours after the bad game against Arsenal, the defeat at home and away against Arsenal, is that the situation is quite tense. Is that the job of Carlo Ancelotti is not safe at all, was not safe before this game, and now even less. So I will tell you more in the next days, in the next hours, but for sure the Ancelotti situation is more they want to watch. And so, guys, let me hear your thoughts on all these stories, from Kevin De Bruyne to Neymar Jr., Antoine Griezmann, Virgil van Dijk, so important players, and also managers. What's your opinion on Arteta, on Ancelotti, guys? I wait for your opinion here in comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.